Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to do a rose. First off, you need a cake like this. At least you have the white and the pink or the red. This is a homemade cake that I made. It looks really ugly, but it does the job. What you wanted to do is you wanted to load it up really good. Alright, because you want to make sure the white is very different from the red, so then that way it gives like a 3D kind of feeling on the rose, okay? So what you wanted to do is wiggly lines like this, like on the top. And then you're gonna do this. And you know when you're on the bottom, you can just flip the brush on the other side, so that way the petal is still stay the same as the color, okay? So you got some like this. Now what I wanted to do usually is that I wanted to make sure my paint is, it's really wet still. So I'm gonna reload. So now I have the white and the red very contrasting. So what I'm going to do is when you do the bud itself, I like to choose two in between two petals. So I'm going to go with this petal and this petal, or you can choose this petal but with this petal, but I'm just going to use these two only because these two are more comfortable to where I'm positioning my brush right now. So how to make a bud is you want it to make like a good arch like that, and what you're going to do is do not flip the brush away like that. So after you do this, immediately you're gonna go right here where it is, and you're gonna go make a bottom U and end there. Alright, so now after that, this is what you're supposed to have. Okay, and now this part, it's gonna be a little bit tricky because you're gonna be doing a whole bunch of layering on the side. Okay, so you see how right here where it meets, where it ends, you're gonna make like a little flick like that, and you're gonna do the same on the side. And does not have to be a very big, you're not trying to make like a teardrop, no, you're just making like a layer, so it's like a flick. Like, I'm just gonna reload because I want to make sure that the white, because the white, it shows the like the layer, like a dimension layer to it. So this is kind of like what it would be. And now if you want to go even a little bit more, you can do the same. Continue loading your brush. I mean, you don't have to continue loading, but I like to, only because I like to get the whole, like, you know, every single time when you do that, it kind of gives out that, like, dimension. And then now, you have all of these points get to the middle right here, and what you want to do is I like to use the white to kind of close it like that, so it seems like it has a lot of, like, dimension to it. Okay, so now that's one rose. And now you still have paint on your brush. So what you wanted to do, I mean, you don't have to, but I would like to, is to maybe make another one. Okay, and you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna go ahead and make that little comma situation. Okay, and then you're gonna do that. Alright, so that's the other one. And I'm gonna go ahead and do another one since I have some more paint. I don't want to waste any paint. So this one, it seems like it's not as defined, only because the white is kind of gone. So we might have to kind of draw that out later when we do the outlining. Okay, so that's one rose, second rose, the third one, which this one it's kind of not really exactly too good, but I'm gonna see if I can try to save it here. Okay, so I just reloaded a little bit more paint on the white part, so that way it's not so blended with the red. Alright, so I'm gonna kind of redo that part real fast. Do it again like that. Just kind of do this, flick it. I wanna flick that. Okay, and then you're gonna flip the brush back to this way, okay, just to have that like look. Alright, so that's that. Now what are you gonna do? Put away that brush because you don't need that anymore. Now you wanted to get your white. Now I do recommend Wolf White. I mean, you can use, you know, other ones, Diamond FX, you know, Tag, whatever. Those are I mean, to me it's not the same, because Wolf White, it's seriously, is one of the best white that you can ever have. I mean, I have had like a lot of different other brand, and honestly the Wolf White it stand out the most, where you're able to do many things, like even if you're just doing a simple dot or something, it's solid and it's very 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 what's the word, very vibrant instead of like, you know, anyways. Okay, so right here what I'm probably gonna do is you're not trying to outline every single petal, okay? You're just gonna kind of outline, you're just gonna outline some of them. And I can't really tell you exactly which petal to go for because, I mean, it's really just a preference kind of thing. Hold on, I'm gonna put this down because I'm painting while holding a camera. That is not gonna work out too good. So, hold on just a second. Alright, so as long as you kind of have like a good shading kind of thing, you can give out this like dimension look, you're kind of good. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's on my rose, and I'm gonna go with this one now. So for this one, I'm gonna, and you know, when you're outlining, you don't want to, you know, holding your brush is obviously the key to this, okay? I mean, you're not trying to make a lot of fat, like thick lines here, okay? You're trying to avoid that the most you can, okay? So I would say holding the brush like in the middle and just using the very tip. You see how there's only like a little tiny tip, like that's red? That's the amount I'm using. I'm not even gonna go, like if you're holding your brush like this on the side, then you're obviously gonna have very, very thick line because look, you're not gonna produce a very clean line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna reload my paint, my white, because I like to actually see the paint, not just like a faded white line. Okay, so this is the other one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, and oh, by the way, I think I've seen a lot of people where they like, actually, you know, going like this. Like trying to make it coloring in the line like how you would do a canvas. Like don't do that because now you're creating this like thick line that is like not clean, okay? So now this is what you end up having, okay? And you can shade in more if you like, but I think this is okay enough. Alright, so I mean I still have white here, so you probably just wanted to like put it away for now and then you can just do that later. And so now you probably wanted to get another like a green leaf going on here. So you don't really have my other green with me, so I'm just gonna make this petal blue since I already have this cake here and I made this for July 4th obviously, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. So I know it's gonna be a little bit weird with a different color of leaves, and you know, for your leaf you can even go ahead and kind of use like a two-tone, like a cake kind of thing, so that way you get all the shading, like the dark brown and the light brown, that kind of situation. So you can do that. I'm just gonna, since I just have the blue here, I'm just gonna do a blue leaf. It's a little weird, but my paint is in the garage, so I'm just gonna leave that. I'm just gonna do this real fast just to show you guys how this works, okay? Alrighty. So you might want to use the same kind of color or whatnot, and you can do like a little pretty line swirls, okay? So maybe two of them, and you wanted to use like a thin kind of brush. I mean, right now I'm just using this, and the line's a little bit thick, but kind of want to do that. Just like little lines. Okay, so this is what I have. Okay, so I'm done with this whole vine situation. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna get my other white brush that I have. I'm just gonna load it up a little bit more. Alright, so load it up. Kind of like to make it like maybe a little bit more You see how I kind of messed up right here because I'm holding the camera and painting at the same time. So you want to kind of do that. You see how this line is way cleaner than this one because I like messed it up and I'm trying to redo it. Now that's like, I don't know. You don't want it to continue going over the same line so many times, only because it just does not look good. Like, it doesn't. You want it to get a very clean line. And you want it to maybe some sort of stuff like that. Okay. Alright, and now I like my work to be very, very vibrant. So I reload once again, and I'm just gonna use the tip of my brush and just go over this. Okay. Alright, and then you just want to do the same thing with this one here. You see how this line right here? Okay, you wanted to kind of hold your brush and right in the middle, okay? So you're just only getting the tip of it. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of, you need a lot of self-control for your hand, that's for sure. Like, okay, so that's that. And then now, lastly, I mean, you can mix. What I probably want to do is just like, you know, get a flower petal kind of going, flowing down. So what I did is I load up 2 tones. I'm sure majority of you guys know how to do that. Flower going like this. And then another like 2 petals. And, you know, this is not exactly like, you can use whatever of like these brushes, but whatever that it works for you, but this one will just work for me right now. So kind of want to make it to where it like kind of flows. You see how it like goes from like small and then goes to like the big one and then kind of flows down. So that's kind of the idea you wanted to get to, and then maybe you can clear up the brush a little bit more. Do a good flower here, and then this, and then if you want to just kind of start like, you know, from this one to this one, it seems like different size, to this one, oh, different size, that kind of situation there. Just kind of want to make it, and you know, this is all like freestyle, so you can do however you like. It doesn't have to be like this, but I just kind of like it flowing from the top all the way down to the bottom. Alright, lastly, what you want to do is, I love to add dots, because I feel like dots and stuff like that, it really makes the flowers really, really pretty and stuff like that. So I load up the smallest brush, well, one of the smallest brush that I have, okay? I load up a good paint of Wolf White paint, okay? And then you load it up to this good, okay, where you're able to just like put a little dot here and it's solid, okay? You don't want, if you see skin over it, that's just not enough. So kind of put it in however you feel like. There's no certain way of doing it, but I kind of like to just kind of go along the little dots that I already have. Alrighty, and then if you want to, you can even add like a little star kind of thing to make it a little bit more magical if you like. So it's like, I don't know, something like that. Like that, maybe. Okay, so these are all just, you know, whatever preference that you like. You don't have to do all these little stars and stuff like that, but I like it like that. So, I'll even do that. I don't know if you like that or not, but I still have a little bit of paint, so I'm just gonna play with it. You see, I'm getting low on paint now, so now I know I need to stop, because you don't want it to ruin it by having these messy teardrops. Okay, so there you have it. The rose, and this is, you just need practice on this, on the rose, but other than that, that's pretty much it. And I know you guys can do this because I can do it, so I know you guys can do it too. You just need a couple more tries on the practice, and don't give up when first off on the shading, it doesn't look right, but it shouldn't really look right. You have to kind of like outline it the way you needed to outline and all the other stuff to make it look like dang, like pop, you know what I mean? So let me know if you guys have any question, but hopefully this helped